there's a lot of fans of the Providence Reds in the States and Canada. There's always a lot of discussion about this AHL team, who's the best player, the best scorer, the best goalie. But a lot of people agree this is probably one of the toughest players that they ever had. He's an honored member of the Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame, despite the fact he played the majority of his career in the States, and called Providence home for a while, or Rhode Island. Born in Brandon, Manitoba, Chuck Scherza is basically a legend from Brandon, where he was born, all the way to Providence. A tough player on the ice, competitive, scored a big goal, wasn't scared to take a penalty, wasn't scared to drop the gloves. There was talk he was going to take on Rocky Marciano in his prime, because a lot of people felt that, especially sports writers, because he's rugged play on the ice, he could give Marciano a little tussle he could handle. Never turned about, but like I said, Chuck was never scared to play to his fullest as a hockey player. Now, according to the Manitoba Hockey Hall of Fame website, check it out, it was quite interesting. Chuck first came to major prominence by playing junior hockey with the 1942 Memorial Cup finalists, the Oshawa Generals. Now, as you know, this is Bobby Orr's training team in junior as well. Now, it's kind of weird how it worked out, how we got to Providence, and it's kind of a reverse thing. He basically made the NHL before he became prominent with Providence. Okay? According to Internet Hockey Database, which we've been drawing a lot of information here for the last short while, he broke in with the Boston Bruins in 1944 and also skated with the Rangers that year. In 34 combined games, he had 4 goals, 3 assists for 7 points, 17 minutes and penalties. Now, he played a second season with the Rangers, 22 games, 5 points. Also played with Hershey, 9 points in 27 games, and helped them in their playoff run that year. Now, eventually, he found his way to the Providence Reds, and from 1946 to 1954, he was a fixture, ladies and gentlemen, on what's considered one of the best AHL eras for Providence ever. Now, 1946, his first season, 42 points in 61 games, including 15 goals. Only scored 20 goals once, but that didn't show all his talent, what he did in the ice. 57 points in 64 games. Then 83, 27, 16, 39, 20, 37, 47, 27 points. And in goals, 18, 14, 6, 13, 11, 9, 18, and 14. In very, very good company. Good on the offense, good on defense. Again, not scared to drop the gloves. He eventually won the Calder Cup championship with Providence in 1949. Now, he played 726 games in the pros, 165 goals, 329 assists, for a total of 494 points. Now, he also skated with the very, very popular Three Rivers Lions of the QHL in 56, 37 points in 49 games, and 2 seasons with the North Bay Trappers, and his play there is legendary, ladies and gentlemen. In 57 and 59, North Bay had played in the NOHA and also played the OHA Senior League. Now, if you research Chuck's career, there's a very interesting article on the Rhode Island Hall of Fame website, which is put together using information from our Pulitzer Prize journalist Mike Stanton. Everybody knows Mike from the Providence Journal, and there was a big essay he did on Rocky Marciano called Unbeaten, the Rocky Marciano Fight for Perfection in the Crooked World. Now, he came up in discussion, Chuck against Marciano. because Chuck, again, had a reputation as a scorer, a fierce checker, and of course everybody knew he could dig the puck out of the corners and would never back down from a fight when required. Now, his career penalty totals ranked third on the list of all-time Reds players in the team's 51-year history. Now, serious injuries really hampered his play at times, and they included a punctured lung, which he suffered during an NHL game, and a 16-stitch wound in the top of his head, which, of course, didn't heal right away. Now, although Scherza never turned down a fight when talk about Marciano against Scherza kind of to show their skills against each other, it was Mike Thomas of the Providence Journal who suggested a boxing match should take place. In one of his columns, it was Chuck had once recalled for an article in 1111 Echoes, the newsletter of Rhode Island Reds Heritage Society. Marciano fought a lot of his bouts at the auditorium where, he had played, and had seen him fight there quite a few times. I remember Manny Almeida was handling him back then and promoting him at other fighters in Providence. And I remember once autographing a hockey stick for Rocky. Now, like I said, according to the article, if Marciano had a home arena, it certainly had to be the Rhode Island Auditorium. The old barn on North Main Street was the site of many boxing programs, as a lot of boxing fans know, as well as the sort of scores of other kinds of events in addition to hockey. Now, I visited Brockton, Massachusetts, and I've visited Marciano's area, and I know that he grew up there, but he fought more than half his pro bouts at the 1111 North Main Street showplace, about 40 miles southwest of his birthplace. Now, 28 of his bouts were held there, and 24 by knockout. Now, and this was in Rhode Island that Rocky, of course, actually became Marciano. I guess one of the announcers couldn't pronounce Marciano or Marciano, and it became Marciano for short. Now, according to the article, there certainly was the fear of fighting that kept Scherza from stepping in the ring against Marciano. On the ice, Chuck always was quick to drop his gloves and pay back an opponent. His style of play was rough enough. They logged 539 minutes in the various penalty boxes of hockey. That total placed them third among all-time Reds players, trailing only the great Jim Bartlett's 705 minutes in the sin bin and Burt Wilson's 567. Now, talking about that punctured lung, it came when he was playing the Rangers in that 45 season, and the head wound, of course, it occurred when he was in the Reds. Now, Scherza either turned down or gently declined, but when he passed away in 2014 at the age of 91, a lot of people mourned him for many different reasons, but this tall tale came forward, especially in the Manitoba media, because when he was inducted in 1993, I do remember some of my colleagues in Manitoba mentioning, that's the guy that almost fought Marciano, and that kind of stuck. But when he passed away, it was front page news all over Manitoba, because he did it in reverse fashion. He was at the height of Memorial Cup, went into the NHL, but when the players came back from the Second World War, maybe he lost his spot with his NHL teams, and he found a home in Providence, and he loved them down there. And even with Three Rivers and North Bay, he was very well respected. But I know this for a fact, ladies and gentlemen, the Manitoba Hockey Hall of Fame, is one of the most prestigious halls of fame in all of Canada. Only the Hockey Hall of Fame, the big one in Toronto, can compare. If you look at the annals of the Manitoba Hockey Hall of Fame, the website is mbhockeyhalloffame.ca, and you look up Chuck's bio and the other players. It's amazing the amount of great players, and especially from Brandon. For some reason, Brandon's been lucky for hockey in many, many levels. On the Memorial Cup level, on the Junior A level, on the pro level, on the international level, on the world title level. When you come from Brandon, you have a title written all over you. So it's no surprise he was a Calder Cup champion. It's no surprise that everybody in Manitoba, to Providence, and every place in between, look at him as one of the probably the the most respected and toughest players of his era. Now, I'm not really sure exactly why the Manitoba Hockey Hall of Fame hasn't done more on his legacy, because the connections between the Manitoba's Hockey Hall of Fame and the AHL should have its own, like what they call subgenre. Maybe that's something we'll see down the road. So again, this podcast is dedicated to the members of our Rhode Island Reds Heritage Society, who basically have shown a lot of support for our podcast channel. If you like what we're doing, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you must have a hometown hero like Chuck to win anything in hockey. With no Chuck Scherza, Providence may have not had the success they had. Oshawa would not have the success they had. But to play with Boston and New York in the wartime era, there's a million stories that probably could still tell. Like I said, unfortunately he passed away a few years ago. But what a life in hockey, ladies and gentlemen. What a way to live your life on and off the ice with class. And he had class. Have a good day. Bye.